Today we're talking with Krissi Barr and Dan Barr, the married couple who are co-authors of the brilliant new business golf book, Plugged. Let's take it from the top. Why is the book called Plugged?
When we decided what to name the book, holy cow, we were stuck and we couldn't figure it out. And that's what people in business are. And we thought, what's a golf term that applies to being stuck? Well, when you plug the ball. So that's why we call it the book Plugged, because it tied into the central theme of being stuck and then how do you get unstuck and get the right things done.
Plugged is a short book that reads like a story. How did you approach the challenge of mixing a business message with golf into a story that's fun to read?
We wrote it in 18 chapters. It's written like a business fable, so it truly is a story. The 19th chapter, we step out of that format and analyze the lessons learned. And one of the lessons learned was what the hero learns about fixing his putting game, which is his critical golf challenge. Those same lessons apply to the challenge he had in his business life.
He finds an old wooden putter like this one here that has 3 lines on it that remind you of the most important aspects of putting: distance, break, slope. But I use the par putter to remind me of the most important aspects of getting the right things done in business, which are prioritize, P, adapt, A, be responsible, R. And those 3 words, prioritize, adapt, and be responsible, obviously spell par. If you practice par, you may think, well, par is average or normal, like par for the course. But in golf, par is how the pros benchmark how well they're doing. They're either plus or minus par. Par performance, prioritizing, adapting, and being responsible, should be the baseline performance for your organization.
When I read your book, I thought, I just went to a business meeting and a golf match broke out. I really enjoyed how you wove those 2 elements together. What made you want to combine business and golf in a book?
We both work with companies and people to help them get things done. And we find most people actually don't. Only 10% of companies get their strategic plan implemented, and only 17% of the population fulfill their New Year's resolutions. When you prioritize, when you adapt, when you're responsible, you get things done. And we thought this is a way to reach more people than just our social network on how to get things done.
What made you want to write a book, and was there a specific inspiration for it?
I had a dream where I was thinking about the hero finding an old putter and connecting that to a business story. And over the next few months, we roughed out the idea, but it literally came in a dream.
You both have full-time jobs. Krissi is a consultant and Dan is a national sales manager. So how long did it take you to write Plugged, and how did you divide up the writing?
Oh gosh, that's the punchline on how long it took us to write the book. It took us a couple of years to write the book. And I know it's a book about getting things done, but we both have full-time jobs. And we worked on it on weekends. And the weekends were cut in half because we were playing golf on Saturdays and working on the book on Sundays. So a couple of years.
We started off working together on what the overall structure of the book will be, what the story is, what the key themes. And then I took a crack at writing it. I'd send Krissi a draft of the story. She'd make edits, send back. And so it was a back and forth until we felt like we finally had to figure it out.
Who is Plugged targeted at? Business people who play golf? Anyone in business, or golfers in general?
Plugged was written for people in business. However, if you love golf and you love or just like business, you'll really enjoy this book. And we've had great feedback from people who say, I don't even like golf. I don't play golf, and I like Plugged. So pretty much business. That's who it was written for.
Did the elements of the book help your golf game?
We wrote the book because Dan and our son are great golfers, and they've been wanting me to play golf for decades. And finally, I started learning to play the game, and it was incredibly frustrating, and I almost gave it up. And it was Andy who, after a round of golf that was miserable, said, Mom, you can't give up this game. Would you let your clients give up on their great performance goals? And I said, well, no, of course not, but that's different. He said, no, it's not, Mom. If you give up on golf, that's a goal of yours, you'd be living a lie in your business. So I decided to start applying what I do with my clients to help them get things done to my golf game. And with a lot of support from Dan and Andy, we got it done, and now I'm a good golfer, and I can break 100.
And I was never a great golfer.
Yes, you are.
What did you want to accomplish with your book?
The big thing that I wanted to accomplish from the book, in my business, I can only work with a few people, but a book can impact tens of thousands of people. I was so frustrated with learning how to play golf. And then all of a sudden it clicked, and I was able to play and have fun with Dan and our son Andy. That I thought, wow, I should share this experience of both how I play golf and both how we get the right things done. In reality, only 10% of the population actually gets their strategic work done. So it's a big problem. People get stuck. They don't get things done. Hopefully this will help people achieve their dreams and their goals.
The hero of the story, Chet, gets several mysterious messages during the story. Tell us about them, and are they the core takeaway?
Well, Chet's completely frazzled. First of all, his golf game's off and his business is off. So two things are really frazzling him. And he finds, like I said, the old wooden putter. But then these mysterious messages come through his locker. And they come one note card at a time. And yes, they're very central to it, because at first he's wondering, well, who's sending me these love letters in my locker, these little notes? And he comes to think, okay, maybe I need to prioritize and focus on my putting. Well, maybe I need to prioritize and focus on what matters most in my business. And then he gets the second one, the A, the adapt. He goes, okay, what do I need to change about my golf game? What do I need to change about how we do business? What got us here isn't going to be successful in the future. He's a little confused on being responsible. He goes, wait a minute, I'm being responsible. I'm really trying hard with all this. And then he realizes the real takeaway from being responsible, which I'll leave you to find out for yourself in the book.
In your opinion, which of the PAR concepts, prioritize, adapt, and be responsible, is the most difficult to do in business, and which are hardest in golf?
I think the hardest one in business is adapt. I think people have done things a certain way. This is how our company always does it, and it's very difficult, especially in large organizations, to get them to change. So I think adapt is the most difficult in business.
I think it's the most difficult one in golf as well, because I remember when Dan was making a slight change on his swing and he was adapting, he was not playing well and he was not happy.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, no, I think adapt was the hardest for you too in golf.
It is hard.
Your book, Plugged, will be available nationwide April 1st. Thank you, Krissi Barr and Dan Barr, and best of luck. See you on the first tee.
Thank you, and don't forget, shoot for par.
Thank you. Take care.